She's been walking, talking 9 months before any other child. I mean, I spent a lot of time with her, and her mother spends a lot of time with her too now. But when she was a baby, I spent a lot of time with her, and she was way ahead of her time. And do you ever hear of epigenetics?
No.
You heard of genetics, right? The physical traits being passed down?
Yeah.
Do you know that your parents' mental traits and how they handle things can be passed down, called epigenetics? It makes sense though, right? If a physical trait, a mental trait can down. And if you could watch down your family trait in the lines of how even your family act and how they are, you'll see that the mental traits get passed down at the time your dad busts a nut and your mom, their mental traits pass down straight at that point. And I can tell from my little brother, because I'm the more hyper one. My dad just finally settled down with my mom. I'm the more hyper one. My little brother's a little settled down, quiet, reserved. And you could see within just a couple years time of, or year and a half's time, of where my dad's mental thought capacity was going, just through my actions and my little brother's actions, the way we handle things. Now, I was born with the dummy gene. My dad was from Hungary. And I say I was born with the dummy gene.
Yeah.
Hey, shut the fuck up. Somebody's talking. So
Connie is on it.
I don't care.
Fuck, dude.
Will you calm down? I'm in the middle of something and you're just doing a butt in like an ignorant asshole. So now, like I said, I was born with the dummy gene from my dad's side. My dad could fight. My dad could do karate, boxing, everything else, formed all those things. Could party his ass off, had lots of friends, and definitely fornicate. I've had more brothers and sisters than I'll ever know, I guess, from his friend from Hungary that told me. That's one of them. But when it comes down to the dummy gene and me changing that, I've had a lot of mental trauma, like physical trauma to the head, and downtime where I got to study, where you had nothing else to do. Your whole body's crushed from motorcycle accidents or something stupid that I did, right? So I had a lot of time to sit down and study and soak that up before my daughter was born. And before that, I was always studying, and after that, on that point on, and I passed it down to my daughter. She's like a sponge. This little kid is in kindergarten teaching second graders
I'll be back.
at that point in time. Now she's 13 years old. She thinks she knows everything now, which I like to be more in her life.
13-year-old.
Yeah. And me as 13, and that she knows everything and can fight, like she's in the boxing. I'd have no bearing on this after 4, 5, 6 years old or something. No bearing on anything. And I never had any bearing on her fighting or anything else like that. That's how you can tell the epigenetics got passed down. The motorcycle riding, the karate, the boxing, that wasn't passed down for me. That was her grandfather that passed that down to me, that passed that down to her. The soaking up the sponge was through me, constantly in books, constantly on the internet, constantly studying things, constantly studying whatever I possibly can about life to keep me interested in life, because if not, I get bored really quick. I can see that. I've had a lot of businesses, and if something doesn't change, or if it's not constantly on a high pace level, I get bored very fast. And I've had multiple businesses, and that's why I try to get everybody else down here in the water to bleed. Like, go with your passion. Do what you're gonna do. You're already out here not paying bills. This isn't gonna happen for very long. Get passionate about what you love right now and get into it, you know? Or keep working your bullshit job, which means just over broke. Which you can't get any passion at it.
I mean, some people like it.
We're trained from very young ages to do this.
Yeah, I know. Go to school, get a degree, get a job.
And you're most successful. Even the Romans said, if you give me a child from the age to they're born till 8 years old, I'll show you the man that they're going to grow up to be. Do you know where they came from and how they were right in science? Do you know what the four major brain waves are? Alpha, beta, theta, and delta, correct? Okay. You got gamma thrown in there with theta a little bit, but that's only on like a genius level or high IQ people like Einstein and stuff, going to gamma constantly. When you're born, you are in a theta wave, a meditation wave, from the time you're born till you're 8 years old. So the Romans didn't even know that. They didn't have no encephalograph to even measure none of that. But they knew if you train a kid from the time they're 0 to 8 years old, whatever they see, hear, or do, it's going to carry on through their entire life. And you have two parts of your brain. You have the subconscious and the conscious brain. The conscious brain is only alive about 3% after the time you're after 8 years old. 97% of the time you're running on subconscious, which runs 50,000 times faster than the conscious brain. So even if you were trained wrong through TV, society, religion, whatever else, it's going to stick with you, and it's going to say that since I was programmed for these 8 years, that has to be right because your subconscious reacts 50,000 times faster. So it's like a firewall.
Yeah.
It says it can't be wrong. So you ever see somebody have cognitive dissonance, that's where it's coming from. You can show them black and white. You can show them all the proof in the world. But if they were trained when they were a child, or even after that, something that was over and over and over, the cognitive dissonance will show up instantly. And they'll get mad at you, call you names, do a bunch of other shit. I'm sure you've seen it in your lifetime.
I was married to a narcissist for 18 years.
And didn't even realize it.
Yep.
The girlfriend he has now, straight narcissist also. Don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
She'll flip out when I admit it though.
18.
Never says the word I'm sorry. And makes fun of, oh shit, don't post this.
All right, I'll edit it out.
She never,
Get it out, player. Get it out.
she never apologizes and makes fun of me for the way I say sorry because I say it like, she's so hard, sorry. She makes fun of me. Because
That's rude.
she has an accent from growing up in Kentucky. She says borscht.
Oh, okay,
you know,
yeah.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Bowl for
My
oil.
granny used to say that.
Yeah,
Borscht.
so anyways, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up down here?
I'm from Ohio, but when I moved down here when I was 8, so I've been here for the past 22 years.
I grew up in Pennsylvania. So not too far away from you.
Cincinnati area?
Yeah,
or-
Cincinnati. I like to at least let people know that I've seen snow, so I know what the white powder stuff is.
That
I went
sucks
to
absolutely
my only time I
through
went
everything.
Yeah.
My only time I went to Cincinnati, I was living in Vancouver, Canada at the time.
Kobe's.
And I had
Kobe, say hi to YouTube.
leashed out.
Say hi, Kobe's.
Whatever. And
You want petted.
so I go down there for an interview.
Good boy. Good boy, Kobe.
There's 3 ladies dressed in
how
plaid
you do?
shirts. They were all in the same team.
Yeah.
And they thought my name is Blair. So they thought I was female, I guess. And I was batting for the same team. But clearly I wasn't. They asked me all kinds of stupid questions.
Interesting.
And I said, look, I'm not going to waste any more of your time.
Yeah.
We have a misunderstanding, looks like. You're looking for somebody else. So I'll just, like, you know, enjoy my meal.
Yeah.
Because you gave me a per diem. So when you're in that realm of employment, they pay for everything, and they take care of you. They fly you in. You have money to spend on whatever you want. Okay. What freaked me out is I fell asleep, and I woke up in Kentucky. And I was supposed to be going to Ohio, Cincinnati. I was like, what the heck? Oh
Depending on what part, you
Sharon
just across
Airport.
the bridge.
That freaked me out. They said, "Oh, don't worry, sir. A lot of people get freaked out by that. Don't worry." I had no idea. I was like, "What the hell? Did I get on the right plane? I'm in Kentucky." It's not working out.
Yeah, you're right across the bridge.
Yeah.
I was
So
in,
the rental car. Oh, it was funny. I remember it like it was yesterday. The rental car I had was a Kia.
Uh-huh.
But this was back in the day when they first brought Kias in.
Oh, Kias were junk
This
when they
was
first
such
brought them.
a
Now they're
piece
great
of
cars.
shit. All of the tires were like low on air.
Yeah.
I tried this thing off. I drive it down. I turn around. I go back. I take it back. They give me a Cadillac SDS. That was good. But,
All right, now shut up for a minute.
yeah, it was funny.
They are actually picking up the charges for the disorderly conduct, and I never had disorderly conduct in my life. I'm 42 years old.
Yeah.
Never had disorderly conduct. I've been in hundreds of street fights, but I've got no violence on my record, never charged with a fight ever. Only because
Who's picking it up?
the state is.
The state is?
Yeah.
For which disorderly conduct?
When you showed up here with Williams, and Williams decided to put his hands on me and arrest me for the
okay.
cigarette, but it took 20 cops to figure out what they're going to pin me with, and they're going to take me to jail. I sat 2 hours in the back of that
So
cop
you
car.
got charged with disorderly
They
conduct.
zip tied my cuffs to my belt loop, knowing I have a dislocated shoulder,
Right.
you know, and my arm was dead by the time I got there. When I got to the jail, they said, "So you're a sovereign citizen?" I said, "Cops and you guys are the only people that are sovereign, because if you guys don't know the law and charge somebody, you're fine. But if I don't know the law, I don't have no immunity." You guys do. The only sovereign citizens are police and you guys. So don't. Who told you I was that? And they shut up. It was Williams that called it in, and that's why I got zip tied around my belt loop. I wasn't violent. I wasn't. You know, I wasn't violent. I might have sounded violent but I still never threatened anybody when McMullen showed up. McMullen is a bad officer, and the whole
That's
reason
Jeff,
this has
right?
ever
Jeff
happened
Williams, Jeff?
is because McMullen. No, Jeff Williams.
Yeah.
McMullen though showed up, and originally when they barred me from the bar, I said fine, I'll be barred, and I went outside and I talked to some friends. McMullen came over and said, you can't stand on the sidewalk. I said, this is a public sidewalk, I'm allowed to stay here. Then I called sergeants, lieutenants, and everything that whole week. Took about another month and a half until I seen a friend at the bar and I stopped and talked. She called the cops because they think they own the sidewalk. Nobody still told her that you don't own the fucking sidewalk. She still thinks it. To this day, she still thinks they own the sidewalk. The bartender, the bar manager. And then her husband comes out and breaks 3 of my ribs, herniates my stomach, and that's why I was protesting that bar, because the police didn't do anything. The cops showed up the next day. When I called the cops on them, they said call second shift, and it took off. I said, that's against police procedure. Get your asses back here with a sergeant. They didn't like that, so they called the guy on the phone after severe bodily injury. They call him on the phone and don't take him to jail, and then hand over to state's attorney. State attorney doesn't do anything still this day. So that's why I was over there protesting that bar, because I got 3 broken ribs at that time. Right. They're healed now. Herniated stomach, which isn't healed. That's why I'm up all night every night. I'm in pain. I can't sleep for 3 or 4 days at a time. I'm very angry, and I'm not conscious. I'm not fully cognitive because of the police. No, fine. I'm a pussy, you know. But I have a right not to be like this. These things were caused by the police, not you. You're a good officer.
Yeah.
It was caused by bad officers, and lots of them. And Internal Affairs does nothing. Zero, zilch. State attorney, nothing. Nobody's doing anything. But 4 kids do something, they ruin his boats, and then assault him, and then the police take their word and then put him in jail also? Your supervisor wouldn't allow you to look at the videos that I had, and then when I said you guys have a duty to comply to look at my evidence, I'm willing to give it to you, and then steal my phone and said it's our evidence. Like, I didn't try to give you that evidence that night. Did I try to give you that evidence that night? Multiple times on that phone, and then got my phone stolen.
Wait.
Hold on, shut the fuck up.
There's
Nobody
something
that
weird going on here.
No, be quiet.
I don't know what this is.
Because this is very important. It goes in my case, and she knows it.
I'm sorry.
I asked you multiple times to take a look at my video. All the cops there to take a look at my video evidence, and my phone gets stolen. It's still in evidence right now.
Why didn't you get it out?
Ask Williams that. Ask Williams or the state attorney why I can't have my fucking phone back.
Yeah, they took his
Why
phone.
can't you?
Because they said it's their evidence, not mine.
Oh, you can't get it out yet?
No. This is ridiculous. You know I tried showing it to you that night multiple times, over and over and over, but your supervisor said not to look at my video evidence. And then the 4th time I'm arrested over a cigarette butt, they're trying to give me disorderly conduct. I said, you have a duty to look at this. Nobody looked at my video evidence, but they took my phone because they need video evidence, but I'm trying to give it away that night. That makes no sense to you or me, and 20 officers to go over there and try to pin that shit on me. I didn't do anything that night but peacefully project my First Amendment rights to record and to protest. That's all I did. If you want to say that I did it, yeah, they want to say shit, they want to fight me, they want to flick cigarettes at me, they want to put spitballs in my face, they want to do all that, and then I'm a little agitated, wouldn't you? You got a spitball in your face by an old man, just spit it in your face, and everybody's laughing at you for doing what you're allowed to do, but he's breaking the law.
Right.
People flicking cigarettes at me, people flicking my cigarette out of my mouth, people pushing me, people chest bumping me, you know, people attacking me. Edmonds is the only one that went after somebody because he's seen like, well, that's out of control. This lady went completely after you because I'm recording and I'm backing away from her. That's what that video will show when I get my phone back, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, we've already admitted multiple times, I tried to show you the video and everybody else the video, and now my phone is in their possession for their evidence, which they can't get into my phone without me. that doesn't show retaliation. That's retaliation for doing what I'm doing. You know, and I'm upset. We pay, me, him, you pay for this. Back to blue till it happens to you. What happens is it happens to your daughter or your child one day.
Right.
You know, they're only doing what they're allowed to do and then get beat up by the cops or get beat up by another citizen for doing what they do.
But truthfully, what's going on right over here is a drop in the bucket. Besides the violations of
Of
human
all over
rights
America, yeah.
out on the water right here. What's happening out on the water with FWC in cahoots with all the other ones. When I have an issue, it's FWC shows up. It's Clearwater Police. It's the county sheriff.
Yeah.
It's the Coast Guard. They're all there.
They're all of them. It's everybody
They're all
with
there.
a
I have
badge
two
and a gun.
boats. I'm going to court tomorrow for 2 misdemeanor charges
For a boat
For-
that's been registered for 2 years.
for boats that.
And he got put in
No,
handcuffs
it's
that
been
night for trying to
registered
put his
for more than
camera
2
up
years.
and show him.
I'm saying, I want to take out my camera that's in my pocket right here. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to film you guys. Can I take it out? As soon as
Trying to
I
explain,
ask
I'm
that,
trying to give you the title, registration, everything right now.
for the first time in my life. This arm, you know, had a problem in Mogadishu with a 50 caliber round went through it.
What were you in Mogadishu for?
I was in Mogadishu for Canadian Airborne.
Really?
And, yeah.
Wow.
And then through my
He's old.
right here. I'm 54, yeah. Yeah.
That's some like Black Hawk Down shit.
And I was an officer.
Huh.
And we're peacekeeping with the United Nations.
Uh-huh.
And of course you get no recognition for it. Whatever. So my military career was very short. It was like that long.
He got shot and shut the fuck up like Reagan.
So I was like, yeah. So that happened. Anyways, that's a long time ago. Doesn't matter. Point is, my shoulder's schmoggled like crazy. And this guy is putting cuffs on me. And he's squeezing it. He's looking at me like he's taking a shit. He's squeezing so hard. He's like nice. Right? I'm like, dude, that's hurting my wrist. And I'm being detained. I'm not under arrest. And you're putting cuffs on me? Are you insane? I've never been cuffed in my whole life. Over this? You're saying these boats aren't registered? They clearly have a registration sticker.
Yeah.
This other one I just bought. I'll show you the thing. I'm not going to carry around a bill of sale.
They didn't want the camera out to show that though, what they're about to get him
Yeah.
with for the harassment.
So this is what I'm going into court tomorrow. There's a law that says that, I'm not sure what law it is or whatever.
I had FWC say he can
It
arrest
says
me
that-
4 or 5 times a day for free speech and recording. I had him also today tell him that he's gonna make my life hard.
Yeah.
On camera, on film, like they don't care.
Difficult, yeah. And he's jumping on the dock.
Yeah,
saying,
like I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna put you in jail. I take 3 steps fucking forward more to him, like go ahead, bud. I'm ready to go to jail.
Yeah.
Jail don't scare me, and neither do you. When you act like this, you need to be brought out. And that's why I talk the
And
way
one
that I
thing I
do
must
to
say-
tyrants. Because I need to bring that out, because what happened before body cameras, what happened to me can happen to somebody else. Very easily, without who it is, who I am. Just like the McMullen thing right here, when you got Jersey boy, Condikados, going the wrong way. And this way, this was started it with McMullen over there again.
That went viral.
And Condicos, yeah, that one, like 250,000 people viral watched that
5,000
within like 2 days. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I was like, who are you talking about?
yeah. That was like my
Gotcha.
3rd day filming, and I just finally had enough. My ribs are completely smashed. My insides are ripped up, and I can't sleep at all. And I'm just angry. It's like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, was it, when that happened? And one's parked the wrong way. Like, you could just break the law like that, huh? Just because you feel like it. No investigation going on.
You literally.
What the
so
fuck's
they got
going
it
on?
for jaywalking, and he literally.
No,
went
there's
out
no
and-
such thing as jaywalking
Well,
for
whatever.
it.
He
I took
went
two.
out-
I took
I'll
two.
demonstrate what he did. He went out like this.
2 steps in, 2 steps back, and the dumbass Judge Brown couldn't get it right. What's the long side of the street? Now, if the street between block to block is a two-dimensional, not square, but
Rectangle?
rectangle, what's the long side of the street?
It's the way it goes.
Yeah, that's the long side of the street, right? Short side of the street is crossing the street. Walking down the street would
I
be
was in
long
for it.
side.
It was a farce.
This is very easy to figure out. This is second grade, you know,
Geometry.
This is very simple, Judge Brown. Oh, I'm gonna have to look up some case law, even though I think you're kind of right. I think I'm going along with him first. I have to look up some case law. That fucking scumbag didn't look up no case law, and 6 days later found that I'm in the wrong to protect that scumbag's immunity.
He was 50 Shades of Red.
He's protecting the scumbag's immunity. That's exactly what the fuck is going on. And then when I went to go appeal the case, since I am broken also, and I'm broke, I can file under a form of pauperism. Okay, now I filed under a form of pauperism. They made me go from this courthouse all the way down to 49th Street, saying I need to swear to it. Get there, they told me that since it's a payable ticket, I can't use informal pauperism. I said, you know what? You're about to lose your fucking qualified immunity also under 18 USC Title 242, and you could go to jail for this, for denying me this rights. You know this, right? The supervisor she's talking to is to go ahead and deny it, because that Judge Brown, that scumbag right there, already has something against me, because he knows damn well there's no case law against it. The long side of the street, walk upon and alongside the street when a sidewalk is provided. That's simple second grade geometry. We're gonna fucking win that. And they're trying to block me from it. They're trying to block me in my rights. Could I pay for it out of my pocket? Yes. Would that cause detriment to where I'm going to now? I don't have a whole lot of money, you know, since this COVID shit.
Yeah.
Since I broke my clavicle, my shoulder blade, and 4 ribs 2.5 years ago while I was at work doing Ybor Hotel tiling it, you know? That ain't right for me to break my shit and then I have to go through all this for all these years.
Yeah. Is that what you do? You do tile?
No.
I do everything. I could build
Is it handy?
electrical, plumbing. I've been to school for electrical.
Oh, okay.
I've been to school for plumbing. I've been to drill gas wells and water wells. I've been a professional photographer. I've been.
And
You want to know
your
business
recovery
address?
houses, your
Drug recovery houses got shut down because I was too
drug
close.
recovery houses.
I was in Pinellas Park.
Yeah.
I started a drug recovery house because I
think
sold a
that's
lot of
most
cocaine
impressive.
back in the day also to get all them businesses started before. I felt bad because I got 2 best friends dead because of what I did. So I felt bad. I started to rebuild my karma. I started a drug recovery house in Pinellas Park, but it's too close to their methadone clinic, and I wouldn't let anybody in with methadone. You could smoke pot off the property, I tell them, but you can't do methadone in my house. You cannot be a part of that. You're just the government's addict now. You can't do that in here. So they go to the methadone clinic, complain about me, and they shut me down with the police. The police couldn't do nothing. You need a hotel license, they tell me. I said, the fuck I do?
I'm gonna write a
They
book.
try all this shit to get me out of there. They got code enforcement me to get me out with my landlord. Code enforcement. They made me kick out
I'm gonna write
one
a book about him called "There But For the Grace of God Go I."
But do you see where I'm getting so angry? The police. It's not just the police. They use you guys as drones. And
Yeah.
just like you said, Justin, he's my sergeant. No, you have a duty to me. You swore an oath. Fuck what this fat ass McMullen says. Fuck what that pig says. He's a fucking pig. He's a straight ass scumbag. He uses his badge and gun to fucking try to intimidate people, and that's what he does. He intimidated you and not doing the right thing. And not looking at my videos of me being assaulted and battered. But once you guys left, especially with the other LT, or what's her name? The blonde also left.
Mahoney?
Is that her name? What's her first name? Michelle?
Michelle?
Michelle left and walked right by the whole bar, everybody else, after questioning everybody else, but didn't take my report of me getting assaulted, battered also. That left everybody else in the bar to say, nobody gives a fuck about you. I said, we could beat on them and get away with it. And they did. It's fucked up. That's not the way the law is supposed to go. With the regardless you believe in what I'm doing is right or wrong, as long as it's against, I'm going with the law, I'm allowed to do it. You guys should be along with me regardless. It's wrong. I got treated wrong by Clearwater Police all the way around every day.
She can multitask. She can hold 2 conversations at the same time. That's talent.
She's a smart individual.
Yeah.
I guarantee
Because I
she
have to
on her
listen
off
to the
time.
radio all day
You
while
gotta
talking
do.
to
You
people.
gotta do the jet fighter thing. You just gotta do it. Can you imagine driving those That's
No.
incredible. It's like your hair's on fire. Going through the air. Anyways.
But hey, listen, we're not gonna take any more of your time, hon. Fuck, you're a great cop, a great officer.
I got reports to write.
Yeah,
So today's
it-
my Friday. Thank God.
We're gonna go bother the real tyrants. You're actually a decent person and a good officer.
it. Thank you.
So we appreciate you. Me and
Yes.
Blair do.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you 100%.
Nice to meet you, Blair. I
Yeah.
didn't see you the first couple times I met
Oh.
Justin, but
Well,
nice to meet you.
I was on the news for an entire week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. No, not for what you're on the news for.
so, funny story. So, I did the whole story with Chip Osowski, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm saying, so they have a lot of weddings over there at the community center, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they do well. They
Go, bro. Stop recording.
At the snack bar. She was gorgeous. This
Okay.
gorgeous girl. I'm way up on the tower, babysitting his kids, making sure they don't drown while and he brought back, he says, "Oh, would you look after my kids?" And I'm like, "All right." So he goes down and he's gone for like 45 minutes literally. Comes back with 1.5 hot dogs for his kids. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, he's come back.
All right, Blair, calm down for a second.
Yep.
I got it. Actually, I'm glad I ran into you. Like I said, I want to do like an interview.
Yeah, what's up?
That night right there, I was strictly protesting peacefully, as you could see, through everything that I was there, everything did. And the first time that you showed up, you said, unfortunately, he has a right to do this, which I corrected you. Fortunately, we do have the right to do what I was doing, which was peacefully protesting in a First Amendment right to record.
You were peacefully protesting, but causing arguments. So yes,
How was I
you were-
causing arguments?
You were escalating a situation.
How did I escalate?
You were yelling at them.
After they're yelling me back, I was
Spitting
spitting spitballs in my
so
face,
you were going
flicking
back
cigarettes
and
out of my
forth.
face, flicking
You weren't
cigarettes
exactly-
at me.
Yeah, I get it.
I've seen
you
these
weren't
degenerates.
de-escalating the situation.
He may be a degenerate, and that's true.
Wow.
But these guys are worse degenerates. No, he's a good guy.
No, I was
He's got
there
a big
strictly,
heart.
and
He's
that's
like
what the
the
cell phone.
Grinch.
And
You know
I
the
tried
Grinch?
showing you the cell phone.
Grinch turns out to have a big heart. He's like that.
I'm angry at the system. I got a dislocated
every right.
shoulder with nerve damage and tendon damage. That's never going to be right again because of the Clearwater Police. And this is the day before, the day after George Floyd, and that's when the video cameras. You guys have body cameras now because of it. After that, I was helping him as a good Samaritan. He had 72 hours of safe harbor on somebody's dock. They called the police. Egg roll. What's his name? What's egg roll?
Yen.
Yen.
Okay.
We call him egg
Why-
roll.
Obviously.
Obviously.
He says, "You smell like marijuana." I said, "Well,
You smell like egg rolls because he looks Chinese, kind of, you know. So we call him egg roll.
That's stereotypical.
Okay,
Well,
fine.
Yeah,
Still my channel. I'll do what I want.
true. Yeah.
They call me racist, whatever. All my friends know I'm not
Your
racist.
race is against me.
I'm not racist at all. I fight for everybody's rights and I help everybody out, especially everybody out there on the water.
There's been a dog here this whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Kobe. That's our mascot.
Oh, he's been
Say
like,
hi, Kobe.
where I can't see him.
He's a very good dog.
Aw.
But my point here is that Yen showed up and kicked us off a dock that you have 72 hours of safe harbor in inclement weather. We had two houseboats, freak weather, tied each other up into each other. We tied them onto them.
Was this last week when? The...
No, this was like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And they put me in jail for it for not giving my name. Now they said I was obstruction. Obstruction is a physical act. If I don't want to give my identity, I have a Fourth Amendment right not to. I wasn't the captain of that ship. I had nothing to do with any accidents or anything else like that. They had no right to get my ID. But he crashed into after Yen told us to undock, which we had a right to. He said I have 72 hours. I'm allowed to stay here. He said no, you don't. It was fine. We're just gonna listen to you anyways. The wind picked up. We smashed into a city commissioner's house and an ex-judge, which called the mayor. Now they want my name. Okay. So here's my thing. Okay, since I went to jail for that because somebody wants my name so bad because they're important people because they got money and they got condos and big houses back there. Next inclement weather, I got 72 hours, 24 hours before the inclement weather, I'm docking at the city commissioner's dock or the ex-judges. And we're gonna all park in front of your houses because guess what? You guys want a propulsion test to see if we can get somewhere? And that's what it's for. To get to safe harbor, and that's anywhere with a dock. That's your house from now on. That's their house we're gonna park in front of. And I'm gonna, and that's my right. Because when I was kicked off and I went into jail for 3.5 months, I sat in the worst stay I've ever been in any jail. Now most
3.5 months for that?
I did 3.5 months for that, else I would have done 6 to wait for trial because of COVID. So it's either take the deal for 4 months, get out 3.5 a good time.
Right.
They want me to work for that. I claim schizophrenic. I hear voices. I go to the, I'm not doing no work for you. Hell no, I'm not working for this too. No, you're gonna give me my good time also. But they beat me up and put me in the hole for a day and a half. No, they put me in a hole for 3 days for claiming I'm schizophrenic. I'm hearing voices.
Yeah.
Didn't threaten no, didn't. But they beat me up on the way to the hole because I said I'm not working because I hear voices. They know I'm playing the system. And I'm going to play it all the way. Just like they're playing the system against us over here to get us out of here. Did you know to get a 6-pack license, to get a commercial license, to make people pay to take you out, it's only a written test. It's not a sea trial, but they're making us beg for permission to anchor and make a sea trial out of it. If somebody wants to anchor out there, check the anchor, check the road. That's the major hazard, is nobody anchoring correctly. That's not being checked. Why not? Because they want us out of there. And my buddy called 15 lawyers and they all said they're on board all around here. There's nothing you can do about it because they want 40 mooring balls out here. There's nothing we can do. Yeah, there is. You didn't call a civil rights attorney, buddy. This is against our 4th Amendment right. And they keep taking it. Just like these safety inspections they keep doing.
Yeah.
I've gotten 25 safety inspections. You got life jackets, you got this, you got that on my dinghy, they got it on my boat, they're entering my boat. Do you know, after I started doing my studying, huh? That's Coast Guard, FWC, Clearwater Police. Safety check, safety check, safety check, safety check. You're supposed to get 1 safety check a year at minimum, 1 to 5 years, and you're supposed to give me a sticker. Why are they not handing out stickers? Because this is a way for them to just dig on your boat. Anytime they want, they think they can just jump on your boat. Safety inspection, let me see the life jackets. No, we're not playing that shit anymore either. I'm educating everybody here. And then I'm going to park right in front of the city commissioner's house and the judge's shit every inclement weather. We already did that. They kicked us out. We ran into a couple judges' houses, and that's the problems that we have. And I went to jail for it because I don't want to give my ID up, because the last time I gave up my ID, I got my arm dislocated.
Yeah.
And beat up. It keeps going on and on. I keep going on and on. Like the one time one cop just pulled up on me and says, "Hey, what's up, Justin?" I didn't know who he was. I tried to report him trying to like purposely try to make it, you know, and when I pulled my camera out, he peeled off. I got over the back of it, couldn't get the plate. I said, "I'd like to talk about this, what's going on." That guy talked to me for 45 minutes knowing that it was me. He was the only sergeant down here, I forget who it was, but investigated himself, not even internal affairs, investigated himself until I said, "You're the officer, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "For 45 minutes you knew this and you're investigating yourself, you piece of shit." Like, come on, man. Like, we need good officers like you. What's the Spanish kid's name? I'm sorry. Paloma. And like Edmonds, his little attitude he had at first, the first 2 times I met him, that needs to knock off too. Like, and I told him that, like, there's gonna be a lot more people out here just like me, and I'm gonna bring them here. And I told the chief of police that.
Yeah.
He said, "Justin, well, why didn't you do the civil courts thing?" I was like, "I can do that, but that's not gonna change anything about this officer needing fired. I'm coming for the chief of police, his boss."
What's that?
Who was the guy that dislocated my arm, Blair? He's on the phone. But I meet so many of you guys. The only cops that I remember are Williams, was the bad one, and you guys, the good ones. Other than that, I meet so many of you guys at so many times, and there's so many bad ones that I lose track of. The good ones are the only ones that I really remember. You know, because I've not met nothing but bad ones, or cops-splaining ones, or ones that, well, I wasn't there. I don't want to hear how it, because you weren't there when the bank was robbed either, but you investigate, right? I don't want to hear you weren't there. Let's put together the facts. And let's figure this out together. And if you're even not on, like, you're willing to talk to me about it. Not, okay, if that did happen, Justin, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Not, I wasn't there. That's the first thing that comes out of most cops explaining them out. I wasn't there. You weren't there for 90% of the crimes that you could call for.
Yeah, if something happens, I mean, I'd investigate it, but if, like, you're having a conversation with another cop, obviously I wasn't there, and I'm not going to speak for what the cop was going through at the time.
Yeah.
So.
But you would at least listen to me and say, "Hey, listen, even though I wasn't there, but if that was true,
Yeah.
that's wrong."
Yeah.
They don't even admit that. And for most people to take up, now this is a Yale and Harvard study, most people that take up positions in authority are narcissists. And you
Are
see
they?
it through and through the end. I see it every time. They only care about themselves. They only talk about themselves. If it's anything against them, they'll totally block it out or and like ignore it. My kid's mother is a narcissist. I had to deal with that, and I still deal with that. You know,
I gotta know, how old's your kid? Girl? or
13,
boy?
girl.
13? Girl?
She's
Where's she at? Right
karate, boxing. She's in Pennsylvania with her mother.
now? Oh, okay. Full time with her mom?
Full time with her mother. I've never went to court for her, and me and her mother have just been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We love each other, care for each other, but we hate each other at the same time. You know, she's very narcissistic, and she's programmed my daughter without looking like she's doing it
Yeah.
to hate my guts. The whole time I was telling my daughter when she's younger, you want me to take your mom to court? No, 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 no.
Yeah.
She turns about 12 or 13. Now she hates my guts that I never took her to court. And take your mom to court because she's so smart. This kid